Hi, I'm Mac McCarthy and I help people with their breakups. And today I want to get into some of the ins and outs of the no contact rule because that's the most popular video I have on my channel, and it seems to be what people come back to and what initiates them coming to my channel. And a lot of times in the stories that you're sending me, you're asking me how to keep no contact and the ins and outs and the rules of it. So I'm going to break down some of the scenarios that keep coming up in letters and stories and questions. And for all those people out there that have emailed me their story, and I've helped them unpack it through email and through videos, I'm really, really appreciative of the kind words you've given me. And anyone out there going through a breakup, it's really tough. You're in a bad place, and I'll include this in, another video, but go out of your way to be kind to people. If you're getting a coffee and someone was really nice to you, say thank you. Tell them they have a nice shirt on, or that you really like their watch, if that's true. Find something positive in what they're doing for you and say thank you. And it's just practicing kindness helps. And people recognize that. And it's hard when you're down and out. It's hard when you're sad about something to give someone a compliment. But it will help you. It will help you. Just practice niceness, as if that was a word. Being kind. Going around. When I was in my teen years, I always had a job in service. I always had a customer service job. I always worked retail. I worked at department stores. And I really learned the value in being kind and helping people out and how good it feels. So I would tell you one tip to kind of get through things is go out of your way to be nice to people you don't even know that are helping you out in some way at McDonald's or the restaurant. You don't have to tip them. Just be nice to them. Be polite. Be kind. All right. So today we're going to talk about the no contact rule when it doesn't work. Everyone wants to know, when does it work? How does it work? How long does it take? I just wrote out a quick thing here. Number one, when it doesn't work is when you keep breaking it over and over and over again. A lot of people do this. Even if you get back together but it was out of pity or you didn't resolve the original problem. So I see this a lot. There's a lot of people that they get back together and their ex gets back with them out of pity or had a desperate night and they miss them a little bit, but you didn't really resolve the original problem. See, that's the thing about writing out your story, is writing out your breakup story gets to the real problem and the root on both ends. What was your role and what was her role, and what do you believe happened? What are you telling yourself? Because if you don't get to the bottom of that and you just keep getting back together, it's like a tug of war and the rope's broken and you just keep knotting it back up, but you're not using a new rope, if that makes sense. You basically, when you get to a real negative state, you have to rebuild the relationship and identify the problems. Let's say she's accused you of being jealous. This is an example I wrote out, but within 2 days you're still asking who she's talking to. So you broke up. One of the big problems in the themes of your breakup was that you get jealous all the time, and she's had it with that. And you say, well, all right, let's get back together. I'm sorry for that. And then, within that same week, you're asking questions about who she's talking to, where she's been. You haven't really resolved your jealousy issues or identified what's getting you jealous, and if it's even valid. So another example, or let's say she or he cheated on you, and she hasn't fully forgiven you and keeps bringing it up. So you get back together. I've seen this many times, and I've been a part of this before. I'm no angel. Where, something was done wrong, not just cheating, and you just can't get forgiven. And it just fucks up the relationship when someone can't let something go or fully, honestly forgive. So that would probably be for another video, but I mean, some people have a lot of trouble not bringing up something when it's convenient when they get in a new fight. I know a lot of people are probably smiling about that because it happens a lot, but when you did something bad or wrong, you just should say sorry or apologize one time and be sincere and know what you're apologizing for. You don't get extra points to say sorry 15 times. Okay, this is where the no contact rule in space helps people forgive and accept the problems they had on both ends. So if your situation is, like I said, the most common one's probably cheating, and you feel guilty on your end and she's pissed off and hurt and, really in a bad place about it, you both need some space on that. It's very difficult just to say sorry and let it go. Another example I've come across was a younger gentleman. He was in his early 20s and getting into a lot of trouble. He was going out drinking with his buddies and a lot and doing some drugs. This was a letter I got that I didn't do a video on, but we just corresponded in email. His girlfriend had enough, and said he needed to grow up and left him. So her basic problem was that she wanted him to grow up, and they had a child together and be more responsible. Now, he went into no contact after saying sorry, and he'd work on it. So he went to her. He said, look, I'm listening. You got my attention. He even told me he brought her flowers, which wasn't his style, and went out of his way. But she didn't believe him. Because what happens is, you got to really understand this part too. Turn up the volume right now. Is if you're in a long-term relationship, I'm talking 3, 4, 5 years, and you live together and you spend a lot of time together, if that person's accepting things that they don't like and they're just stacking the problem. So this guy had been this way for 3, 4 years, and for a year she was fed up, but she wasn't doing anything about it. So she's not going to believe him when he says, like, I'm going to stop, I'll be better. He's got to show her. He's got to prove to her that he's made the changes, that he's independent, that he can do this, and he can't do it asking her every week, did you see what I did? Did you see what I did? It just doesn't work that way. So he went into no contact even with a kid. So a lot of people ask me, well, I have a kid, and that's a whole different scenario, and you need to work that out on your own. And obviously you still need to see your kid and take care of your child. But what he did was he had his mother as an in-between as far as picking up the kid. I don't know if this is the best thing, but this is what he did. And just contacted each other in text and kept things really short, to the point. Wasn't mean to her or anything like that, but just short and to the point about the kid, and did his best to avoid direct contact with her. And started going to the gym, still went out with friends, but took some inventory and worked on himself, not for her, but himself. He actually got it in his head they were done. This is a big one. He got to a point, he said, after 4 or 5 months, I'm done. He almost got a little bit angry about the situation. And about 6 months later, she showed up on the doorstep begging him back. Now everyone's going, oh my God, will that happen for me? I don't know, but this is, when it doesn't work, if he would have kept breaking no contact, kept saying sorry, which a lot of people do. I told her sorry. I told her how much I care about her. And she wants to see the change without you doing it for her. And she needs space and time to believe it's possible, and space and time to miss you and appreciate the good parts about your relationship. All right, I hope that helps so far for when the no contact rule doesn't work. It's pretty clear, right? Thanks for viewing. Visit writemac.com and tell me your story